Oh yeah, it's going down now, y'all. We got Hanafuda. Who's Hanafuda? He's a former warlord that Ace defeated. He surrounds himself with ancient zones, and most importantly, he's named the Lizard King. Now, who's the king of the lizards in y'all's mind? Because in my mind, the Lizard King is the fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's right, it's very possible that this guy is the Tyrannosaurus Rex user, and that's why X Drake was an Allosaur, because this guy could have been conceptualized first. I know, crazy, right? Now, how did Ace defeat this guy? It's hard to say for certain, but I believe that it's not hard to fry chicken. All jokes aside, this guy would have been a major threat within the story. He would have been able to take care of most of the One Piece characters by himself. The reason I'm saying that is because look at that sick-ass design, dude. You wanna fuck with that? You wanna fuck with that? I don't wanna fuck with that. That's crazy. Okay? Not only that, him being a warlord, how did he become a warlord? Well, what if he became a warlord by collecting ancient zone users? That by itself, if he had the power of the Toby Ropo at his disposal, him being a warlord would be easy. It'd be easy. And again, I'm imagining he's riding on the back of a giant sea turtle, harnessing the essence that is the ancient essence. And he has this idea of like, you know, we have it in our world where there's vegans and there's people who don't like technology. I'm imagining that all of this crew is unified by the mysteries of the 800-year gap. And they're trying to fill it in with their own take on it. And what they're seeing around them is the advancements of ships. Maybe they thought that ancient people were less technologically advanced, and they decided they want the world to be like that, where they want the world to be a simpler place. Now, I know it's a lot to feed off of from very little information, but the ancient zone stuff is a lot to go off of, right? Why is it ancient zone users? Well, again, in a world like One Piece, you know, it's not unheard of for people to have ties or ancestry to ancient ideology, right? So he's utilizing the ancient ideology to promote himself and find strong users who have a similar path. And so utilizing this new version of the Toby Ropo, he's like causing mayhem, but he doesn't want the government on his back. He wants a type of freedom that nobody else can have. So that's why he became a warlord. Now, how Ace stomped him? Here's my theory, right? Imagine this. Imagine Ace is with the Spade Pirates. He's zooming on his board. He's coming in hot, and he burns the sea turtle. And this pisses off Hanafuda so much that he turns into his T-Rex form to smash Ace, sinking the sea turtle and all their devil fruit users with them, drowning them for the first time in the series. Now I know what you're thinking. Amaze, that's so stupid. That's so silly. I know. In my mind, for realsies, him being a warlord attributes more and speaks more to himself than it does to Ace's accomplishment. We all know Ace could smash warlords, and if you didn't, you do now, okay? Pair up Ace against freaking Gecko Moria. Tell me who wins with a straight face. Tell me who wins with a straight face. You're gonna grin and be like, Ace wins. Yeah, no shit, Ace wins, okay? Ace beats most of the warlords. The only ones he can't beat are the ones that are like Kuma, Doflamingo, and maybe Crocodile, because they're both probably weak to water, okay? Those are like the three he'll have trouble with. And of course Mihawk, because of hockey shenanigans. You know, the main warlords he probably can't defeat, but like Edward Weevil, fry him up. Freaking, who, Buggy? Buggy? I know Buggy's a god, but Ace could fry him up. Gecko Moria, Ace fries up. So, anyway, the lower half of the echelon Ace would fry up. This guy, I'm thinking, is actually more powerful than we would be led to believe as a warlord, because he's just a bad matchup for Ace. It's almost like Ace targeted him, because again, it'd be like frying a chicken. It wouldn't be hard, but you pair this guy, Hanafuda, up with maybe Luffy. Luffy would struggle. They're both physical fighters. The only difference is that Hanafuda would have teeth to be able to pierce Luffy with. And I'm specifically mentioning this pre-time skip. You can't say anything about hockey because hockey would be too involved. Maybe this guy has weaker hockey than Luffy or had weaker hockey than Ace, and it came down to a hockey war and he lost. Cool. Close shut, case done. But if it came down to user versus user of these two devil fruits, the Gum fruit and the Tyrannosaurus Rex devil fruit, if it came down to those two users, who would win? It would probably go to Hanafuda's favor. Because again, he's got the hybrid form, he can utilize his tail, he can utilize his teeth, There's multiple ways he could damage Luffy, whereas Luffy's forced to only use blunt attacks and strangulation. It'd be very difficult to take out this guy, especially with his weapon. He's got a sickle and he's got a ball and chain. Wild, dude. He would dice up Luffy. Not really, obviously. I'm not saying Luffy would lose against this guy. He's the MC, and for shenanigans, Ace won, so for shenanigans, Luffy would win. This dude's just such a cool concept because it answers a few questions I had personally about how Ace got the Warlord invitation, what made him notable, and also who was the Warlord he defeated. Well, it's right here, okay? Very cool stuff for SBS 109. I also want to bring up the fact again that it's very possible, this isn't a fact, excuse me, it's very possible that Hanafuda was conceptualized first, before X-Drake. Because why is X-Drake? Why is X-Drake an Allosaur? That always blew my mind. Like, of all the dinosaurs you could have picked that were super cool, you had a bunch to choose from. You chose the Allosaur versus the T-Rex. And Oda likes to bring up pop culture within One Piece. There's tons of references in Thriller Bark of old horror movies. There's tons of references in Sabaody of like pop culture. So it would have been cool to have a T-Rex Devil Fruit introduced into the story in the canon of One Piece. It has now, in my mind. This dude being known as the Lizard King, close shut case, this dude is the T-Rex user. Throw X-Drake into like a shoebox somewhere. We don't need him, okay? Now, what this guy represents to me, and I mentioned this earlier, him being the leader of the Toby Roppo, what if they were never designed to originally be on Kaido's crew? What if the Toby Roppo were actually all members of Hanafuda's crew, but when Hanafuda was detained or arrested or defeated by Ace, they all went and joined with Kaido, a stronger force than Hanafuda, to maintain their identity, especially Who's Who. If you look at this guy's design and you look at Who's Who, they're very similar. So I'm imagining these two in particular have a relationship. What if Hanafuda and Who's Who were both members of the original CP9? You know, the CP9 before our CP9. And they were the ones that failed the operation to get the Gumma Gumma no Mi. And they were gunning for Luffy, and that's what forced the altercation between them and Ace. And Ace ultimately prevailed, protecting Luffy from the threat of the Ancient Zone users. Because, dude, that makes so much sense, right? Only Who's Who has that information in terms of like public knowledge, right? Who's Who being an enemy of Luffy right out the gate makes a lot of sense. And him influencing Hanafuda, or Hanafuda influencing Who's Who to attack Luffy in the East Blue, but getting intercepted by Ace in the Grand Line. Such a cool little tidbit that we can imagine, okay? So that's what I'm envisioning, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Ace dropped him, the rest of the Toby Roppo went and joined Kaido, they found a bigger fish to hide behind, and that's where the modern story is now. But Oda just didn't have time to put all this in there. So again, let's recap. All right, Hanafuda, T-Rex user, leader of the Toby Roppo, got defeated by Ace for trying to attack Luffy under Who's Who's influence, wanting to get the Gumma Gumma no Mi back. Boom, severed ties with the Warlords, gets arrested, thrown in level 6 Impel Down, released in level 6 Impel Down. Now back into the story, Toby Roppo already joined up with Kaido. He's lost in the New World, joins Cross Guild. I didn't mention this yet. Joins Cross Guild, starts killing Marines, getting money from Cross Guild, and getting more notoriety as a former warlord. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to see your comments. I know this video is kind of all over the place because I'm very excited, but I really just wanted to talk to you guys about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will answer every single comment. Just leave it in there. And again, guys, I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.